place. So now today we are here with our new video of computer memory. So now the question is, what is a memory exactly? So a memory is a kind of storage that is used for storing the data. Means we can store temporarily or permanently our data. Here basically the categorization of the memory can also be here. We will learn that RAM and ROM, we will learn the different type of storage unit, primary unit, secondary unit and other things. So for further detailed knowledge about the topic, in this video we will learn about the memory. So the first question is, what is memory? As the word implies memory, it means the place where we have to store anything. Means this is a very essential part of a human being. Just like this, memory is also very important for computer system, because in computer system we have to store some data or the information, and for storing these items we need some memory or some space. So that's why we can say that memory is very important part of computer system. Basically, memory means it is the place where we have to store any data. That data can be stored for the future use, it can be on the temporary basis or on the permanently basis. So memory basically it's a term that describes the storage here. Here are some various units which are used to measure the computer memory. Number 1, the bit. Bit is the smallest unit of computer memory. Second one is byte. Byte is equals to 8 bit, means 1 byte. 8 bit makes the 1 byte. The next thing is kilobyte. 1024 byte is equals to 1 KB. Megabyte, 1024 KB is equals to 1 MB. Gigabyte, that is your GB, 1 GB is equals to 1024 MB. And terabyte, 1 TB is equals to 1024 GB here. So these are some basic units of the memory in which we can measure the computer memory, that byte, bit, byte, KB, MB, GB and TB. Here the next slide is related with the different types of computer memory. As we all know that memory is used to store the data, then we can categorize the computer memory into two parts. Number 1, the primary memory, and number 2, the secondary memory. So first about the primary memory. So what are the primary memories? The primary memory can be further categorized into two parts. Number 1, the RAM, and number 2, the ROM. And the secondary memory can be further categorized into solid state drives, magnetic disks, floppy disks, USB drive and flash drives also. So here we will first about the RAM and ROM, that is our primary memory. So what are the primary memories? First, primary memories are also known as the main memories or internal memories. Means we can also say that primary memory like main memory and the internal memory, which is located in the motherboard of system, or as we say that which is directly connected to the CPU. Means the memory that can be found on the motherboard of the system, or it can directly be connected with the CPU. So these are the primary memories. It is the place where only little bit of data are stored, either by manufacturer or by buyer. This is further divided into two parts. Number 1, the RAM, and number 2, the ROM. Here, RAM. The full form of RAM is random access memory. It is a volatile memory. It stores the data which the user currently uses, or as we say it, stores the data temporarily in it. Means when we are working in the computer, then by default we are working on the RAM, because it's a temporary memory. Volatile means the temporary memory. RAM needs the power or electricity to work. When the computer power is turned off, then all the data in it will be erased automatically. Means while we are working with the computer and while we are working with the system, then by default we are working or we are using the RAM. And when the power gets turned off, then the data, all the data in it will be erased automatically. This is a circuit which have its separate space or slot in the motherboard. Means the RAM has its separate slot or the space in the motherboard. This allows the computer to run the software faster. Basically the memory, that RAM is responsible for running the computer system or software faster. RAM is further be classified into two parts. SRAM and DRAM. Here you have seen the example of the RAM that's shown on your screen. Now, RAM can further be categorized into two parts, SRAM and DRAM. Here, SRAM, known as the static random access memory. The word static means it refers that the memory retains its content as long as the power is supplied. So that why we can say this is a volatile in nature, means as long as the power is supplied to that memory, then the content gets or content retains in that memory, and once the power gets turned off, then the content gets clear. SRAM does not need to be refreshed periodically, as we know that there are so many programs which runs in the background, so it doesn't require to refresh periodically. SRAM is faster but more expensive than the DRAM. The next type of memory is DRAM. DRAM is also known as the dynamic random access memory. It also contains data only when electricity is available. DRAM needs to refresh periodically. Due to this, this RAM works slower than the RAM. Mainly general PC uses this RAM because it is much cheaper than SRAM and requires the less space. Now, the next type of primary memory is your ROM. Read-only memory. ROM is a non-volatile memory. The content in locations in ROM cannot be changed. Means once we feed the data in that ROM chip, then it cannot be changed. The data in ROM is not lost when the computer power is turned off. As compared with the RAM, RAM's data gets erased while the power is switched off. But when we are talking about the ROM is not lost. The data in the ROM is not lost when the computer power is turned off. The ROM is sustained by the small long life battery in your computer. Mainly there are three types of ROM: PROM, EPROM and EEPROM. PROM, number first, the PROM, that is your programmable read-only memory. Programmable read-only memory is read-only memory that can be modified once by a user, means it can only be modified once. PROM is a way of allowing a user to tailor a microcode program using a special machine called the PROM programmer. Basically, it allows the user and it tells the user that how to use that it allows the user that to tailor a microcode program using a special machine. This machine supplies an electrical current to specific cells in the ROM that effectively blows a fuse in the DAC. The process is known as burning the PROM. The next type of memory is EPROM, erasable programmable read-only memory. It is a read-only memory that can be erased and reused, means we can erase the data that stores in that ROM and we can be reuse it. Erasure is caused by the shining and intense ultraviolet light through a window that is designed into the memory chip. Means erasure means if we want to delete the data and we want to reuse it, then it can be done by using the UV rays, that UV light through a window that is designed into the memory chip. The next type of memory is your EEPROM, that is electrical erasable programmable read-only memory. It is user modifiable ROM that can be erased and reprogrammed. Means we can erase it many times and we can reprogram it repeatedly through the application of higher than normal electric voltage. Unlike EPROM chips, EEPROM do not need to be removed from the computer to be modified. However, an EEPROM chip has to be erased and reprogrammed in its entirely, not selectively. The number of times it can be reprogrammed is limited to tens or hundreds or thousands of times. Now, the next type of memory is your secondary devices or the secondary memory. This is also called the mass storage, auxiliary storage and external memory. This memory is slower than the main memory as it involves mechanical motion technique during the storage and retrieval of the data. This memory is larger in size than main memory, but the processor is unable to access it directly due to its offline link with the processor. Means when we are working with the computer, then by default we are using the RAM, and when we want to store the data permanently, then we will use the secondary devices like your pen drive, your hard disk at all. This memory is larger in size than the main memory, but the processor is unable to access it directly due to its offline link with the processor. This means that the data from secondary storage must be loaded into the RAM before the processor starts processing it. Then main memory links the secondary memory to the processor. Here, first type of secondary device is hard disk drive. Hard disk or hard disk drive is also known as the hard drive or the fixed drive. This is the place where we store our data or information so that we can retrieve for further use. Means if we want to use the store data in the future, then we will use the hard disk. This is the place where we install our operating system so that we can run our computer. Basically, our hard disk has a large number of space, so we can place or we can install our operating system in that hard disk drive. Hard disk comes fixed in our system, and if you require more hard disk, then it comes in the removable also. Means our system already has a hard disk, but if the capacity is being less, then you can add the external hard disk. The average computer today comes with a 250 and the 500 GB hard disk drive. The next type of secondary memory is your floppy disk drive. Floppy disk drive is also called as the diskette drivers. Read and write to diskettes called the floppy disk or floppies. In disks, the area to save the data recognizes a set of concentric circles called the tracks. Means when we are talking about that floppy disk, in this disk areas are save the file in a concentric circle. Means the file can be saved in a concentric circles that calls the tracks. Floppy disks have 80 tracks. The disks are further divided into pi slice sectors and 300 RPM, that is round per minute, and diskette size 3.5 inches. The next type of device is your optical storage. Optical means the round. This is the secondary storage medium in which you can store much more data in it. This is flat circular plastic disc coated with the material. It is just similar to your CD and DVDs. Optical disc is very popular because of its small size and huge storage capacity. Means the size of this storage, optical storage, is small, and the storage capacity is very high. You must have optical disc reader in your computer so that you can read or write the data on it. There are two types of optical disc. Number one, the CD, and number two, the DVD. The first is CD. CD is also known as the compact disc. Mainly it is used to store the data, music, movie and software etc. It can store 80 minutes of continuous video recording. The space of CD is up to 700 MB. Due to high storage capacity, it is widely used. The data is stored in it in the form of the bits. To avail the service of CD, your computer should have CD drive. There are two types of CD, CD-ROM and CD rewritable. The next type of optical storage is your DVD. DVD is also known as the digital versatile disc. It is high capacity storage medium, mainly used to store the movies, music, software etc. The storage capacity of DVD is up to 4.7 GB. Means a DVD can store large amount of data rather than the CD. It looks similar to a CD. It is just similar to the CD, but due to its high storage capacity, it is not cheaper as CD. To avail the facility of DVD, you must have DVD drive in your computer. Means if you want to use that DVD in your computer, then your computer must have or it might have be the DVD drive. DVD drive also gives you the facility to run the CD disc too. Types of DVD. Basically, there are two types of DVD: DVD-ROM and DVD rewritable. Now, the next type of storage device is your flash drive, your pen drive that can store the data on the permanent. Now it comes in the variety of 32 GB, 64 GB, 128 GB et al. So if you are having any type of question related with this then you can ask me.
So
Dear students, that's all about today's presentation. If you have any doubt, any query related to the video or that we have discussed in our video, so you can call me, you can drop a message in the Dropbox or you can WhatsApp me. So along with this video, I have also shared one PDF with you. You have to complete that work on the time and send it to me. Thank you. Have a nice day.